Okay, we are live. We are live. Welcome, 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 everybody. Hopefully, everybody across the world, because we are streaming live to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So, do let me know when you're here. Do just pop a comment on. Pop your favorite emoji in. Whatever it is you like, whatever your jam is, just pop something in the comments so that I know you're here. Excuse me, and the Facebook algorithms and probably YouTube algorithms as well do like it when people interact with these things. So first of all, I guess before I start launching into this week's topic, which I think is quite an interesting one, so do tune in. Before I start launching into that, I owe you guys an apology because we didn't do this live last week. But as a real life working florist as well as an educator, there just simply wasn't time to do this last week. And weddings got in the way, business took over, and we didn't do this last week. So, but I think I'll still record that subject as a podcast because it is an interesting one. Last week's was all about imposter syndrome and not feeling good enough and measuring yourself against other people online and things like that. So I think it's something we all suffer from. And I do owe you a podcast on that, I think. So say hi once you've joined me. I know a few people are joining on YouTube right now, a couple of people joining from the Facebook group. So pop something in the comments so I can see, or at least know that the comments are working. So just give me a hello. Tell me where you're watching from. I would love to hear all about you. So this week we are talking about something quite interesting, I think. We're talking about that feeling you get. You know that that feeling you get when you create a when you create a post or you put something out there online and it just doesn't do as well as you think it should. We've all been there at one point, and what's made me think about that this week is something that's happened within my own business. That very business, that very wedding that I was telling you about a little earlier, that where I was just so busy, and I didn't have time to do any of the other content creation stuff that I do. It was purely focused on weddings. This wedding was, a big one, and it's pretty decent size for me, and it just didn't do half as well as I thought it would online. And this is kind of what's really made me think about this topic today, and what's made me want to speak to you guys about it, because we've all been there, and I want to tell you why it doesn't matter if it doesn't do very well online, and why it means absolutely nothing about your work and what you do in your business. So I'm going to go into more detail about that in a little bit, into my sort of specific story that kicked that off. But I want to talk a little bit more generally first, about the sort of thing I mean. So you've all been there, I'm sure, and let me know. Please do get in touch if this resonates with you. That feeling where you spend loads of time creating a post and thinking it's going to be amazing and everyone will like it, and maybe it'll do so well it might even go viral. It's that good. You feel that feeling when you feel really good about something and you think, oh, this is amazing. But then when you do post it online, it's just crickets everywhere. Or maybe not as many people like or comment on it as you would have thought. It's not as good to them, it seems, as it is to you. And maybe hardly anyone appreciates the amount of work you put into that reel, that story, that post, or that wedding, and it's kind of left you feeling a bit deflated, a bit confused, a bit sad. But what makes it worse is that someone posted a picture of their lunch or their cat or something the other day, and everyone went absolutely crazy for it. And there just seems to be like no rhyme or reason for this, and it's not consistent either. And it's just infuriating, and it's a little bit saddening sometimes. You think, oh, but I thought that was really good, and why don't other people think it's really good? And honestly, you guys, I wish there was some sort of like a secret sauce or recipe or textbook or something that I could give you to tell you exactly what steps to take, that to get that sort of desired reaction from your followers online. But honestly, there is no such thing. There is no secret sauce. But if there was, like, everybody would be popular, wouldn't they? Everybody would be, at exactly the same level online. And honestly, it would make my job redundant if it was that easy, because I could just create a blog telling you the steps of what to take to be popular online, and that would be the end of it. And there'd be no more reason for me to run this business. So, plus, there'd be no more space for people online if everyone was just as popular as each other. So it doesn't really work like that. Um, but honestly, it's mainly about continuing to just put your best self out there, and doing your best, and not obsessing over the results of every single post. Excuse me. Um, you might be asking what this story is of mine, and I'll sort of go into that a bit now. Um, but this wedding, it was one of those kind of big, impressive ones, the ones that are great for your portfolio, the sort of thing that I mean. And I thought, this is so good, people are bound to go absolutely crazy for it. But believe it or not, I actually lost a few followers on Instagram after posting about it the other day. And I was a bit puzzled by it, to be honest. I thought, that this is so good, it's bound to attract followers, if anything. But then I remembered what I teach you guys, and I started to take my own advice a little bit. And I remembered that the amount of likes and comments and things that this received on Instagram or Facebook actually bears no relevance to the quality of my work whatsoever. And honestly, guys, I could look at this piece of work. Feel free to hop onto my Instagram and have a little look if you like, and let me know what you think. But I can look at that work and honestly, hand on heart, say, job well done. I loved it. There was a big arch, there was a huge aisle meadow, there was enormous statement pieces at the beginning of the aisle, and honestly, the amount of likes and comments it got on social media is really only part of the story. I can honestly, hand on heart, look at that and feel confident that, yes, I've done a good job. It looks amazing. Clients are happy. Heck, I even made the bride's mum cry when she came to check out the venue on the morning. Happy tears, I'm pleased to say. I even got a handshake and a peck on the cheek off the bride's dad. Everyone was just over the moon with this, and it was, it went down a storm. And also, what went really well for me is, I got lots of comments, not only from the other suppliers involved with the wedding, but also from the people who ran the venue. And this means a lot to me. They were saying things like commenting on things like how smoothly the setup went, and how quickly I put that arch up, and just how chilled and smooth and quick everything happened. And that's huge to me. That means an awful lot to me. It means just as much as the couple being happy, because what my peers think of me, and how I'm seen by them, is huge. So I can honestly, hand on heart, look at that and say, I'm happy with that. Job well done. But I think one of the other reasons for it not doing as well, and this is one thing I've learned over my years of doing this, I've been doing this 11 years now, is the color scheme. So although it was absolutely beautiful wedding, it was very sort of bright, summery colors. And although it's absolutely beautiful, don't get me wrong, but if there's one thing I've learned over the years, is that that's not going to appeal to the masses in the same way that the sort of the safe blush ivory kind of eucalyptusy sort of weddings do. And that's not to say that it's not as good. It just doesn't appeal to that many people. The blushes, the whites, ivories, eucalyptus, the sort of wedding I mean. That's safe. It's going to appeal to a lot more people, because it's safe, it's pretty, it's weddingy, and that those sorts of things, in my experience anyway, have always done much better online than the ones that are bright summery colors or strong autumnal sort of colors. So those things are fantastic, but they're just not going to appeal to as many people, in my experience. So this is why I wanted to sort of tell you why I'm actually not that bothered that I've lost a few followers over it, because your online presence is all about attracting the right sort of people for you. And this is the thing, it's not about getting 20 million followers, or each post getting thousands of likes. All those things are always great, and if you get those, you should absolutely celebrate them. But it's about attracting the right people for you. And I'm always saying this. I'm always saying it's not about the big numbers. It's about quality rather than quantity. It doesn't matter one jot if you get 100,000 followers on Instagram if none of them are going to be converting into paying customers at some point, or if those are people that just aren't your ideal clients. Because what will happen is your inbox will be full of people who are just not right for you, and it's going to make your life a headache. It's going to waste a lot of your time. It's those people are either not going to result in a booking, or if they do, it's going to be a difficult one. And it's not going to work, you guys. So um, I am happy that the stuff that I put out there is going to be attracting my ideal clients. My work is more about a style than a color, and I'm trying to move more into the colorful things, because those are the things that are giving me a creative buzz right now. And that creative buzz is one of the reasons I got into this industry, and I really need it and I thrive on it. If I'm making something and looking at something, and that feeling you get where you go, yeah, I made that. It looks fab, and you go, oof. um, that's huge to me, to my job satisfaction. And so I want to attract people who are also want that sort of thing, who are going to order that sort of thing. I want to attract the sort of people who will order these big arches and aisle meadows and impressive looking things for the portfolio, like this customer did last week. Because and apologies if you can hear the neighbour's dog in the background there. Hopefully not. It's barking away. But yeah, I want to attract those sorts of people who have the budgets for those sorts of things, who have the eye for that sort of thing. So that's what I'm going to post online. So the fact that I lost a few followers on Instagram, it means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. As far as I'm concerned, those are people who weren't my ideal client anyway, and they're actually leaving space for people that are. Because if your Instagram is full of people who aren't your ideal client, they're not going to engage with your stuff that you're posting. They're not going to appreciate you and what you do or what's important to you. And honestly, those people leaving, that's fine. And your Instagram always and Facebook as well, likes and follows and things like that will always go up and down anyway. But I did think it was interesting that I lost a few followers after this particular one, and that's what's kind of prompted this conversation here. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is it's all these likes and follows and things like that. It's only one part of the story. There's so many other things you can measure your success against, and the fact that this post or this wedding, don't get me wrong, it did well, but it didn't do half as well as I thought it would online. The fact that that's happened, it really doesn't faze me whatsoever, because I am confident that I can look at that work and know that I did a good job for everyone, not just for me, but for the venue, for the couple, everyone. And I know it's good. I don't need a few likes on social media to tell me that. And like I say, those people who left, that's fine. They can go find their ideal florist and not waste any of my time. If they're hanging around, then that doesn't do the algorithm any good. If you've got 100,000 followers that people are, kind of, they're not engaging. The algorithm sort of thinks, it's not really going to be very interesting, so I'm not going to show this to any more people. So those people leaving are actually doing you a favor. No, I know someone's watching this live actually is mentioning that they might be saying, but you can afford to lose a few followers, but not when you've barely got any, like me. What I would say to that is, you can afford to lose those followers too. If you've only got a small following, then concentrate on building up that following with people that are your people, those people that are your ideal clients. Um, this was only like a handful of followers that I lost, and it doesn't matter whether you've got thousands of followers or only a couple of hundred. Those few people that leave, that's fine. Do not pay any attention to those people that leave or unfollow you. You need to be building up. You need to be concentrating on concentrating your energy on putting out there what your ideal clients want, not what everyone wants. I can't stress to you enough, it's not about the amount of followers that you have, it's about the quality of the followers that you do have. So keep putting out there stuff that your ideal client wants. And I'll go into more detail about ideal clients on courses that I do and things like that, and how to kind of figure out what they are and who they are. But essentially, if you don't like making bright, colorful things, don't post bright, colorful things. Because what as people who work in a creative medium, you need to be able to enjoy what you're making. So if you prefer making whites and blushes and eucalyptus or whatever, then that's the sort of thing you should post. If you don't like making the colourful things, don't post the colourful things. If you want to appeal to higher budget clients, then post arrangements of pictures. Post pictures of arrangements that are the sorts of things that those clients will want. Don't post things of tiny little jars of flowers that they probably won't order. So that you can absolutely afford to lose those followers too, and in fact they're doing you a favor if they do leave, no matter how many followers you've got. Concentrate your efforts on putting your best stuff out there, that the stuff that's going to attract the kind of people that you love working with. And honestly, the rest will follow. Interestingly, someone's just commented on because this goes out live as we are recording this, that they worry that people won't take me seriously enough if I have a huge following. And that's very interesting, actually. If you don't have a huge following, sorry, but they absolutely will. If anything, that can have a sort of a benefit, really. It's people. It's a small crowd, and people might feel more valued, perhaps. But honestly, please don't worry about the size of your following. It's about the quality of the people you attract. So whether you, like I say, whether you've got like 10 followers or 10,000 followers, if you could have 100,000 followers, but if none of them are buying from you, or if they are buying from you, but it's a complete headache every time, and they're all just stuff you don't like to make, or anything like that, then it's not going to, then it's absolutely pointless. You may as well have a following of 10 people that do regularly buy from you, or regularly get in touch and engage, and who are a pleasure to work with, who tell their friends about you because they think you're so good. So please do just concentrate on that, rather than the amount of followers you've got, or the amount of likes or comments you get on a post. Please don't take that personally. You just keep putting yourself out there, and the rest will follow. So I hope that's been useful for you. I've just seen another comment here. I found that I wished I lost a follower rather than getting taken advantage of by a half-hearted customer. Absolutely. This is it. If those people are just going to be difficult to work with, or they're going to take advantage of you, things like that. I can't see your name, whoever posted that, but you're absolutely right. You can do without the hassle. You absolutely can do without the hassle. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your effort. It's not worth the stress or the mental energy that goes along with, serving someone that isn't your ideal client, honestly. It's Catherine in X6 making the comments. Hello, Catherine. Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that because I'm streaming on StreamYard. It doesn't show me the names of people. So yeah, so you've got 80 followers on Instagram, but it did get 2 wedding bookings. Exactly. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the bonus. Yeah. Um, you see, on the flip side of what I was talking about during the recording there, the this, although this post didn't do, I mean, don't get me wrong, it did okay. This when I was posting about this wedding, but it just didn't do, as well. In my head, it was like, wow, like, but it wasn't. It just didn't seem to have that effect online. But that's fine. I don't need other people to tell me that my work is good or isn't. But anyway, I digress. So I posted about this, and it didn't do half as well. And I lost some followers, but I did get 2 inquiries for that venue. So there you go. That's what I want. That's had the desired effect. Sometimes you can get, thousands of views on something, or hundreds of likes or something, but none of it results directly in bookings or inquiries. So which of those has done a better job? I know what I would rather have. So yeah, Catherine, absolutely agree with you there. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to leave it at that, and let you enjoy your day. I have a delivery to condition in the workshop, so I'm going to go in and do that for this weekend's wedding. I hope that's been useful to you. Please let me know if it has or hasn't, or if you've got any thoughts on the matter or anything you want to know about in the future. And I look forward to hearing from you. But you take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and flower on, you guys.